It's your boy MCM, Manny I Go Stupid, and I just jumped out the Porch, dirty girl bastard. Yeah.
Had a whole box of condoms, still slipped and hit her up. Damn, I be trippin', niggas.
Alright, we got produced by MCM jumping off the porch with us today.
Know what's going on?
What's going on, gang?
Shit, cool and vibing right now. Chilling.
For sure. It's a pleasure to have you on the porch with us today.
Nice to meet you, bro.
No, nice to meet you too, gang. So how does it feel to finally be here?
I feel good, feel great. Appreciate the opportunity,
Okay.
for being here.
Sure. So how you feeling overall?
I feel good, couldn't feel better.
Yeah.
Best time of my life right now.
Why so?
Just because I got a lot going on, a lot of motion, doing a lot of shit, like getting my hands in everything, so it just feel good, doing it yourself for real.
No, that's real.
Yeah.
How does it feel to know that you are in this new position just off chasing your dreams and believing in yourself?
It feel amazing because it just happened so fast. Like, I really just started doing the music, so it's like everything that I accomplished, I'm just grateful for it, so that's just how I feel.
That's real. So what can you tell us about coming up in the city of Baltimore?
Coming up, I was flies, in the streets. You feel me?
What the hell is you talking about?
Flies in the streets, they don't really know. I was really outside for real, but
Yeah.
I'm just so cool, laid back. You wouldn't even really realize, but good home, good family. I ain't really, no knucklehead and nothing like that. So everything was cool.
That's real. So what can you tell us about your childhood and coming up in the city of Baltimore?
It was like I really got everything that I asked for. I grew up with a good family, so I ain't never really had to worry about too many things. I always been a good kid, always. So I think that really helped me from being good then. Really helped me now for real because kids they just do a whole bunch of crazy shit now.
For real.
So.
Looking back now that you're older, how much do you appreciate your upbringing and the relationship you had with your parents and the type of parents you had in your life?
One person I really appreciate is really my mom. She's like my number one supporter, she's my everything. She's my heart. Like, I really appreciate her. She really helped me become the person that I am today. For real. Like, she blood, sweat, and tears, she worked hard for, everything for me, type shit. So I really appreciate her for that shit, for real.
How much motivation would you say they gave you to just be confident in yourself and your craft to just go out here and chase your dreams?
They motivated me way more than I was even motivating myself. Like, they believed in me before I even believed in myself. They really, set the boundaries, set the foundation for me to be great.
That's real.
I really appreciate that from them.
That's real. So at what point would you say you jumped off the porch?
I jumped out the porch really young. Like, I was like a street kid, young, running around, fly shit, but I was just a dirty little nigga, you feel me? Dirty little street nigga, but I was the flyest nigga out there.
Yeah.
So.
That's real. So at what point would you say you noticed that, at what point would you say you noticed that the streets of Baltimore could get ugly and you had to find an alternative route?
Definitely when I was probably like, as a kid, it always been like fun, go outside, play football in the street, hang out at the school with all your friends, But as I just got older, around probably like 13, 14, like, people, like, it was just, everything started to change, like, everything was just different, everybody started killing each other, or they doing drugs, and, people not going to school no more type shit, and it's just like, we was all running around being just kids, and that shit, it just changed drastically,
That's real. What motivated you to know that I'm gonna change my life in this aspect?
I just didn't want to be like everybody else. Like,
Real shit.
you know, I ain't want to be like them knuckleheads. I ain't want to be hard-headed. Like, I'm still a good kid at the end of the day. You feel me? So I ain't want to end up being dead. I don't want to be in jail. Like, I just want to make money. You feel me? That's the only thing I got on my mind for real. So, yeah.
That was your real motivation.
Yeah.
So where would you say your musical attributes came from?
Musical attributes, it really came from my aunt. You know, she started doing music. So I moved to Florida when I was 14. Lived in Florida throughout the whole high school, and my aunt, she used to do music. You know, we had a little room set up, computer desk, interface, all that, and you know, and you know, she I kind of just sat in there and just paid, like, it really caught my eye, like it caught my attention, because I don't really, a lot of things don't catch me like that as the music did. So as I was seeing that, and then, you know, her boyfriend, he was a producer, engineer, and I seen them doing that shit, and I was like, damn, like, that shit cool, like I want to do that one day. So I was just like, fuck it. I just want to do that. That shit cool. I want to do that the rest of my life. I don't want to do nothing else.
For sure. So what was the first thing you did?
While everybody was gone, I used to just go upstairs, mess with the computer, play with the beats a little bit, like try, like, you know, dibble dabble, like see if I really like it or not. And that was something I really enjoyed doing. So
that's real.
I was just like, shit, fuck it, why not give it a try?
Hell yeah. At what point did you get caught?
I mean, it wasn't really getting caught. It wasn't really like a bad thing. It was just like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, oh, like, you know, because my family, they know me, so they know my attention span is so short. So it's when I started doing that, they seen me like that, they just pushed me to keep doing it. Like, damn, like, you got it, just keep doing it. So I was doing this shit every day, like clockwork. I probably start like 6 p.m. I probably be done 6 a.m., 7 a.m. in the morning. I'm banging all night trying to figure that shit out. So yeah.
That's real. I know that shit can be frustrating when you building up, you know what I'm saying, trying to establish yourself as a producer. So at what point would you say you felt relief and knew that you had some type of success in what you was doing?
Honestly, I had all my success when I moved back to Baltimore. So when I was 14, I moved to Florida. I lived in Florida for my whole high school year. Then I moved back to Maryland in 2020. And that's when I started working with YBS Skola. And after that, it just kind of clicked, you know. And that was when everything kind of just happened.
That's hard. How did you and Skola connect?
I knew his manager. So, and his manager, he liked me, and it just kind of went together. It stuck like glue.
That's real. Can you remember the first time y'all locked in?
The first time we locked in, the first time I ever met him, he was still on the box, like he couldn't even go nowhere. So, and I used to be cool with his manager, so I used to always roll with him to try to get around, and that was kind of like the first time I ever seen him. And when I was like in high school, I used to always play his music in the morning, leaving at the school, and I was like, man, like he's just so hard. Like I got work with him, man. I got to get me one. You feel me? So, and it happened.
That's hard.
And it happened.
How that shit make you feel to know that you finally got the chance to work with somebody you was personally fucking with?
It feel great. It feel good, you know. But it's still more to come though. It's still more to come though. So, we're gonna celebrate now, but we just gonna work even harder to get to the top.
Real you know? What was your reaction once I Be Trippin' started going up?
Honestly, I was kind of surprised, because I didn't really expect this like shit to happen like this. I never knew, because this is my first time experiencing it. So it just happened so fast for me, like everything moved so quick, and I I really couldn't get it through my head at first, for real.
That's some real spill though. So now that you are established as a producer, what would you say is your goal now? You got placements with Boosie, Peas, you know what I'm saying? The list long, nigga.
Yeah.
So now what's the goal?
Keep working, never stop, keep being consistent. Consistent outworks hard work, you know,
Real
if that makes
spill.
sense. So I'm just working, always working, always working.
No, for sure. Can you say are some major obstacles you had to go through to improve your craft?
You know, figuring out, trying to be the person who I want to be. I didn't want to be like everybody else. So, you know, me finding my own swag and my own style, I think that was definitely probably the hardest, you know, obstacle, honestly.
How long would you say it took for you to develop your own style and creative process?
So I probably started producing in like 2021 and it's 2023. So it probably took me honestly like a year and a half to really, you know, be like, damn, okay, I like this sound, I'm gonna do this. And it popped, for real.
That's real. Are you usually a part of the creative process when albums and writing and all that is going on, or you just send beats out?
I'm hands-on with everything.
My boy said we ain't just sending out no packs.
Engineering. I'm in the studio every day, all night. You feel me? I'm pretty hands-on with everything.
Nah, for real.
know.
Who are some of the producers you looked up to along the way?
Honestly, I never really looked up to a lot of producers because I didn't wanna try to copy their style or be like everybody else. But I like the Metro Boomin, of course, Southside, of course, and Section 8 and Chi-Chi. They was like my favorite, who I really looked like, damn, I really want, you feel me?
No,
do
you was
something.
doing your research.
Yeah,
Sound
definitely.
like you fuck with the city.
Yeah, definitely.
No, real spill.
Definitely.
You ever consider relocating?
For sure. I'm definitely moving down to the A. I'm definitely moving down here. I've definitely been bouncing back and forth a little bit, trying to get my feet wet, trying to figure it out.
How hard was it for you to make that decision? Like, I'm gonna take this initiative to chase my dream.
It was definitely a big obstacle because, you know, I'm away from my family. You know, I live by myself. You know, and it's so hard when you're so used to the normal routine and when it's just by yourself and you gotta do it, you just gotta do it type shit, for real.
Spill. Would you rather have a placement with a big artist or a guaranteed relationship with the up and coming artist?
I would rather have a guaranteed relationship with an artist because I know I'm gonna benefit off of it more than a random motherfucker who I don't know. Even though it's cool, but me, I'm just the type of nigga, like I'm a loyal type of person, so if I fuck with you, I'm gonna fuck with you, no matter what. You feel me? So
That's what's going.
Yeah.
So now that you work with bigger artists and still develop younger artists or up and coming artists, what do you feel in the process you feel sharpens the iron more?
Probably us two just being, he having his, you know, ability of doing shit and he's experienced more and my experience and my different look to it. I feel like when you just bring it together, it kind of go hand in hand, you know. So I'm tightening him up, my artist, or he tighten me up type shit.
Yeah. So at this point in your career, what else are you working on besides music?
Music is my life, bro. That's all I want to do. You know, I'm focusing on building my brand, getting my name out there. So I'm doing this 24/7, bro.
That's real.
I'm out working anybody, bro.
That's real. What's one thing you have on your bucket list?
One thing in my bucket list is probably producing for like a big movie, you know, like you know how Metro Boomin just did Spider-Man. Like I kind of wanna.
You wanna score some?
I would definitely want to score some big shit like that. Like that's definitely on my bucket list to do. Like being in a video game like GTA or something like that. Like that shit real cool to me. That's cool.
How did you get into that? What made you come up with that idea? Like, hey, I want to try that shit.
It's a bigger market. You know, it's more money into that, and you know, I feel like only greats, like when you great, that shit really happen. So that's why I definitely want to push to achieve that.
Real spill. So what else you working on right now besides music? I know you say it's your life and everything, but I know it's got to be some other avenues or revenues or income you want to goddamn slide down.
I definitely want to get into the gaming. I definitely want to do that. You know, besides music, that's also what I do. I game, so that's definitely one other revenue that I really want to, you know,
that's hard.
Tap into.
That's too hard. Any last words and shout outs?
Shout out all my supporters. Shout out all my fans. Shout out everybody who rocking with me. Shout out 17, Studio 17. Shout out the Shiners, man. Y'all already know YBS shit. You dig?
Gang, auntie in the back going crazy.
Had a whole box of condoms, still slipped and hit her up. Damn, I be trippin'. Niggas on the block right now, still serving.